This is my Taramps smart charger, 70 amp to 90 amp, and we're going to be reviewing it and taking a look at it. So when this first arrives at your door, it's going to look like this. But Taramps was nice enough to send out one of these, and it came with this in the box. So Taramps had an issue that when you plugged it in and you had no power on the power supply section, capacitors, anything, it would pop your breaker and internally damage itself. But now when you plug it in, they patched it, so the issue is gone. And when you unplug it, it stays on for a bit but then turns off because it has a relay. Alright, now here is a good look at the internals, and here were the capacitors I was talking about. And so it comes in here, goes here, you have a little fuse, which I really like because if there's anything that happens, let's say a power outage and this is plugged in, we have no issues. Now what I like about this is actually the MOSFETs, because you can see how clean it is. And surprisingly, yes, there is thermal paste and a thermal pad, and yet they've done a really good job in not spreading it everywhere. You can see there's a little bit, but usually it'd be everywhere, and I really like the close attention to detail. Now let's go over the basics. You got your transformer, your second transformer, bunch of capacitors. Here's your button. It was a bit hard to press at first because I think it got stuck during shipping, but it's really easy to fix. You don't even need to avoid your warranty. And you have two fans, one here and one on the plate you have to remove because you slide this out like that. And these fans are a bit loud, but not too loud. And here is that relay I was talking about. And over here you have some voltage adjustments, which I don't recommend you mess around with because Taramps knows what they're doing with power supplies and amps and that, so don't mess with it. Now overall, Taramps have done a really great job. All I want them to really, just pay a little bit more attention to is just the glue, because that does get everywhere. And I don't know what all this paper stuff is, but it's like really minor, and this is more of a me issue with this circuitry or whatever, but overall it still works really well. Now the glue does do its job to hold anything that would move, anything in particular that would cause major damage to the circuitry. Now for something that can make over 1,000 watts easily, this is very small. And I've seen some other power supplies that are pretty beefy. Now, I need you guys to hear me out. I've thought of this. What if you take this power supply, remove the heatsink, solder this out, and solder in straightly into an amp, right? And do the same for the amp, take out the MOSFETs, and put it in a case like that, and just make a really powerful PA amp. Now there are a bunch of them that are out there, but more is better, right? Anyways, just to summarize anything, there is a really big difference between two of these models. Now there is one with higher amperage, but if you're running under 1,500, you don't need it. Unless you're planning on upgrading, you have other amps connected to it, like anything else. But if you're running home audio and you really want to do a car amp, this is the power supply to go. Now, why I love this is it could just power an amp, right? But then you could get batteries, like let's say a bank of skid batteries, and put them in your room and just, get this to charge it, because this is a battery charger. That's why you have smart mode. And then dynamic is, I'm assuming, just straight power, full power, just out there. So that pretty much sums it up, because there's nothing really more to talk about. This is a great product, and I really recommend to get this if you're doing home audio. And just so you guys know, this does 14 volts. You can probably modify, but you have to really know what you're doing. And it also does 12, 13, and that's pretty much it. And the screen tells you all the information you need. So with that, that's the end of our video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.